space. Dito sa dalawang definition na to, no, we will clearly see, as defined, is a very complex, cyberspace is a complex environment resulting from the interaction of people, software, and services on the internet. So I would like to highlight the term people. Wala namang mangyayari kung walang taong mag-a-act. So the personnel or the human resource are the source of cybersecurity threats, and yung how you act upon these threats, yun din yung magde-define ng iyong kapalaran sa cybersecurity. So cyberspace is also a complex environment based on digital technologies that provides a global place for digital interaction among people, including formal and informal interactions with public or private entities. So we would want to understand the depth, no, and the girth of cyberspace. Minsan may mga messages tayo nare-receive, akala natin dahil ang gamit na number ay starts with 09180917 or the domain maybe .ph, we will think na dito lang sa atin locally nanggagaling. But we need of course to realize na pwedeng nasa ibang lugar din sila. Ganun kalaki ang nasasakupan pag sinabi natin cyberspace. Now, when we talk about cybersecurity naman, this is safeguarding of the society, of people, particularly kayo nakausap namin ngayon, the organizations, the entire DOST as a whole, and nations from risks caused by threats that exploit an interconnected digital environment of networks, services, systems, and processes. The first time that I discussed DOST digital transformation, I already mentioned that when people and organizations get to know that DOST is embarking into such a program, we will become a target. And it is clearly happening in at this time. Medyo lalo ngayon. Ito naman, aware kayo na DOST has been rated as the rank number 1 sa trust ratings ng mga government agencies. So we will become a target more and more. Cybersecurity also is to maintain an acceptable level of stability, continuity, and safety of entities operating in cyberspace. I would like to note that the context is the entire DOST system and their personnel. So, Janelle, can you put your speakers down or maybe use a headset? Nag-echo kasi. Copy, Janelle? Janelle? Okay, wait lang ha. Echo pa. Either mag-headphone ka or ginamit doon. Okay, so to proceed, what is cybersecurity awareness for employees now? No? Sa atin, no? From the provincial offices, from the regional offices, from our touch agencies to the central office, no? It involves understanding of the nature of cybersecurity threats, decoding the risk, and deciding what actions we should take if ever we encounter a threat. Employees, most of the time in our case, no, use company-issued devices and resources for personal use. Should not be the case in most cases, but hindi natin maiwasan sa ngayon. But we will be putting in place policies that will limit the use of organizational resources to organizational functions. Kasi kapag napaghalo natin yan, yung threat na natitake nyo na personal level may impact the network and compromise the security of the organization. So lalo ngayon, yung remote work, hindi naman imposible at hindi rin bawal. So, pwede pa rin, kaya lang we will put more safeguards. Like in the future, we're looking to establish a virtual private network na doon natin gagawin lahat ng trabaho natin when it comes to organization-related tasks. This may result in compromised security and may even lead to opening that malicious actors can exploit in the future. Hindi lahat ng threats na pagka-clinic mo ang isang link ay mag-a-act upon agad siya. There are cases na may mga malicious softwares na nagre-reside sa system. Nagko-collate ng data silently. And at the end of the day, tsaka niya ida-down ng buong system. It happened to numerous global institutions, even universities inside and outside of the Philippines. And it also has happened in many government networks in and outside the Philippines as well. Kaya dapat makita natin, hindi ko yan i-click. Kahit picture ang i-click mo, may potential yan na malicious content. So cyber attacks on employees can create a huge burden for the organization, resulting in loss of sensitive information. Of course, the damage of reputation, lalo na tayo, no? Sabi ko nga, we are the Department of Science and Technology. Kaya it makes sense that we equip our people with knowledge about cybersecurity. So human resources and cybersecurity training teams are working in collaboration to create ways that can help employees avoid cyber stalking and attacks. Dito lang sa mismong unit ko, I have had experiences na yung mga resource natin ay iiyak kasi walan siya ng 50,000 sa bank account niya, o kaya nagkaroon siya ng utang na hindi niya alam, things like that. Kaya hindi lang ito pang employee or professional level. We need to understand the depth of cybersecurity, lalong-lalo na sa ating personal interactions with the web. So why do organizations need to educate employees about cybersecurity? Why are we even doing this at this time? There are 6 major reasons why cybersecurity awareness training is important. So yung mga nandito ngayon, we may conduct another session for sure. Pero if you can relay or echo whatever you are learning right now, it will help us a lot. Kasi alam niyo naman, DOST has about 10,000 employees right now. So attacks are on the rise, lalo na sa mga employees natin nag-work from home. Okay, to upgrade information security standards, we will be putting that in place as well soon. To counter issues with regard to human error. Kasi malaki, again, sabi ko nga kanina, malaki ang kinalaman ng paano i-handle ng tao, yung people where factor, yung pag-prevent ng cyber security breaches. To reduce the stress level and anxiety at work. Maraming napaparanoid na, ayaw na halos maggamit ng mga mobile applications, lalo na mobile banking. To prevent monetary damages to the organization and to the individual as well. And of course, compliance requirements, part of it yung employee training. Myself as your CIO, and also ako din yung DPO or Data Privacy Officer ng DOST. So again, why is it important? Attacks are on the rise, upgrade information security standards, and the rest that I discussed just slide in. So let's understand what motivates cybercrime. What are the motives of cybercrime? If you will look at this, financial gain is one. Siyempre, yung mga scam, sinasabi nila. Okay? Yung iba naman, trip lang, sabi nga nila. Recognition and achievement. Parang kapag may naloko ako, may nahack ako, it's an achievement and recognition for the hacking community. Insider threats. Itong isang dapat nating bantayan lalo. While we secure information from being breached from the outside, yung breach from the inside, kailangan din nating maagapan. Kasi a piece of paper that contains sensitive information can be leaked by an insider. So, political motivation for others. Yung iba naman, pag sinabing state actors, government-sponsored attacks. Just like what China is doing. Meron silang mga state-sponsored campaigns. And other countries may also have the same. Corporate espionage. This is very common in the private sector. Of course, in the government sector, it will not be impossible if it will be happening as well, na mayroong espionage or gusto nilang malaman yung mga ginagawa o pinaplano ng isang organisasyon. So these are the major motivations of cybercriminal in their intent to access information and hack systems for various purposes. So I will not go through one by one. Unless you have questions, dito naman yung definition na you can share with the slides later on. Net financial gain will be commission and achievement.
Sabi ni, sinigimik, kinigita ko.
You may request yourself on mute. Thank you. Insider, political motivation, and so-called hacktivism. Baka marinig nyo yung DDoS. Ano ba yung DDoS? DDoS is the distributed denial of service. Ito yung sabay-sabay na request sa isang website hanggang mag-down siya. Pag hindi na kaya ng load ng system, magda-down siya. Kaya tinatawag siyang denial of service. This is one of the easiest ways to attack an organization. At ang gumagawa naman ito ay mga software din, malicious, automated software. Hindi yan maraming taong sabay-sabay na nag-access. Minimimic ng computer, ng machine, yung access sa isang website para mapuno yung kanyang bandwidth and eventually mag-down siya. That's what we call DDoS attack. Again, this is one of the easiest. Kaya madali kapag hindi natin naput yung tamang safeguard. For those technical personnel who are with us, there are ways and means to counter such distributed denial of service attack. Corporate espionage, as mentioned. Yung ransomware, kasama yan. Dito kasi part of it is bribery, blackmail, or surveillance. Yan yung ransom. Kagaya na nabanggit ko kanina, yung iba surveillance mode lang. Nakapasok na yung kanilang software sa system natin pero walang ginagawa. It's sitting there just waiting for the right time to access information and send it back to the sender, to the hacker. State actors, as mentioned, state-sponsored actors receive funding and assistance from a nation or a state. They are specifically engaged in cybercrime to further their nation's own interests. Typically, they steal information, including intellectual property, personally identifying information, and money to fund for further espionage and exploitation costs. So siguro narinig niyo na ng maraming beses yung tungkol sa TikTok. And also yung mga nagpo-photo lab. Photo lab will capture your images. And as you know, artificial intelligence can be used to mimic your appearance online. And kung isasabay pa rito yung tinatawag na phishing or voice phishing. Nakaranas naman kayong may tumawag sa inyo pero wala namang sumasagot sa kabila. Tapos hello ka ng hello. Tapos salita ka ng salita ng kung ano-ano. Your voice is being captured and this voice can be re-engineered to fit and match the image na nilagay mo naman sa photo lab. Kaya kung makikita nyo, it is being shown online, there are images like Barack Obama talking as if he was or he is the one talking. Pero lahat ng yan ay machine-generated lang or AI, artificial intelligence. Kaya dito, I would want to show how in-depth yung posibleng mangyari out of awareness or non-awareness, should I say, ng mga tao sa ginagawa nila. They're just, masaya-masaya sila, nag-photo lab sila, nakikipag-usap sila, and they're sharing their voice over the internet. This now can be capitalized to create such identities under your person. So be careful with that. So here are the top 10 security cyber threats in 2023. In 2024, we are projecting a more sophisticated approach as machine learning is continuing to grow on a global scale. One will be the so-called social engineering. Okay? Ano ba yung social engineering? Anyone who knows or has any idea about social engineering? Okay. social engineering, by the, kung i-translate natin, isiniset niya, ini-engineer niya yung pakikitungo ng isang tao. Social engineering remains one of the most dangerous hacking techniques employed by cyber criminals, largely because it relies on human error rather than technical or technology vulnerabilities. This makes this attack all more dangerous, and it's a lot easier to trick a human than it is to breach a system. Diba? Makaka-receive kayo ng mga text messages or email saying na your account has been hacked, you have to verify, click the link. That your bank is threatening to deactivate your mobile banking. Minsan naman, sasabihin nila ay nanalo ka ng 100,000 pesos. O kaya naman, may package ka and they're waiting for your verification and so on. These are forms and types of so-called social engineering. Yung siniset nila yung utak ng tao. At the word scam is very common, pero this is more of what we call social engineering in approach. Yung niloloko nila yung mga tao to give out their personal information. So sana, from now, going forward, those who are listening today, wag na kayong mainis, wag na kayong magalit kapag nakaka-receive kayo ng mga text messages or emails coming from people you don't even know. The only basic approach is kung hindi mo kilala, i-block mo para hindi na sila makaulit pa ng message sa'yo. Kasi kung iba binubura lang, okay lang naman burahin, pero since hindi mo blinak, may potential siya na makapag-send ulit sa'yo. But kapag na-receive mo at blinak mo, wala na. Wala na yung threat totally from that specific actor. Kung magkakaroon man, sa iba naman. So kung mapapansin nyo, sa mga time na to, in my case at least, marami na akong na-block. Pero paunti ng paunti yung mga nare-receive kong messages. Kasi nga, nabablock ko na. So, if I may advise, that will be one thing. Kapag hindi nyo kilala, block na lang. Kasi kung talagang importante naman yon, ay gagawa ng paraan para makontak ka. No, ngayon, kung importante yung kakilala mo, edi i-save mo yung number niya. Para meron namang features ang mga phone ngayon, to block or the so-called silence the unregistered numbers. Kasi kahit sa tawag, it is very important. Ngayon, in my case, sabi ko nga, pagka may tawag at kailangan talaga akong makausap, alam ko naman na magme-message siya. Kaya hindi ako nag-aalala na I will be missing out on it. Kaya social engineering, again, is one thing that we can prevent if we are aware of such. Isa pang tip, kapag ka normal number, pwedeng the tendency that it is not true or a dupe message, we call it, mataas. Kasi ang mga registered numbers like SSS, BPI, or GSIS, or Metrobank, or Citibank, meron silang tinatawag na VAS numbers or value-added service numbers, meaning na-assignan sila ng pangalan. Kaya pag nag-message sila sa inyo or nag-email sa inyo, yung pangalan ng organization nilang lumalabas at hindi yung numbers. So kapag ka common numbers, siguro you have to think twice na kaagad. And if there are links, do not click. Okay? Kahit ano pang sinasabi, huwag niyong i-click. Right? So third-party exposure is another. Okay? Vendors, clients, and app integration with poor security can provide access to otherwise well-protected network. So cyber criminals can get around security systems by hacking less protected networks belonging to third parties that have privileged access to the hacker's primary target. One of the major examples of a third-party breach occurred at the beginning of 2021 when hackers leaked personal data from, 214 million Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn accounts. The hackers were able to access the data by breaching a third-party contractor called SocialArcs that was employed by all three companies and had privileged access to their network. Now, kaya sa DOST at the moment, one of our designs is to create our own. I am not heavily reliant on softwares coming from the outside. because third-party breaches is high. Kaya as much as possible, we will be developing. No? Sabi ko nga, tayo yung Department of Science and Technology. And whatever they can develop, we can develop. As a matter of fact, I am amazed with what I'm seeing with the skill sets of people around DOST, be it regular employees, COS, and even our scholars. If you've heard of the Project Lodi, it's still working right now. And many of our programmers are coming from the universities. Nasa atin lang yung design. So, hindi ganun kadali para sa labas na pasukin ng isang sistema kapag ka ito ay designed internally. So, another is the so-called configuration mistakes. Even the most cutting-edge security, okay, whatever software that is, only work if it is done and installed correctly. Kaya sa mga technical people natin, magagaling tayo. We know that. We are aware of what the configuration should be, but the problem is upon installation, dun tayo nagkamali. So, watch out for this. Napaka-minor na item nito. Kaya nga nung nagpa-execute tayo ng, for those who are non-technical, we executed what we call VAPT, or the Vulnerability Assessment and Penetration Testing. Tinignan natin lahat. And we found some configuration lang, configuration defaults. Doon lang yung problema. So when we address that, mas nasisecure natin ang network. There's a lot of things that needs to be done as far as the system is concerned. But sabi ko nga, small steps, those password. Yung username kasi napakadali lang kunin nito eh. Sa mga kaharap ko sa inyo ngayon, I will just be looking at your names and siguro tingnan ko yung Facebook ninyo. Hindi ko kayo tinuturuan mag-hack, no? Pero yung iba ganito kasimple. Tingnan ko yung any information I can gather about you. Sa LinkedIn mo, sa Facebook mo, sa Instagram mo, kung saan ka pumupunta, and then pag sinerch ko pa pangalan mo, nakikita ko kung saan ka, dahil post ka ng post, I can now define, ito si Michael or si Christopher or si Lex, taga-Tugigaraw pala siya, and so on. Ang birthday niya pala ay ito, at ang parents niya pala ay ito, dahil friends sila sa Facebook. So, di ba alam niyo pagka nagbe-verify ang bangko, tinatanong lang naman, mother's maiden name, 1. Your birthday, 2. Mga basic information na kayang i-capture. So, kapag dito pa lang, pwede nang makuha yung maraming information. Tapos, ang password mo, password 123. O kaya naman, yung iba, ang password ay secret. Yung pangalan, secret. O kaya, ang password, nakalimutan ko. Nakalagay, nakalimutan ko. So, those are jokes for others, but it is a serious item for cybersecurity professionals. So, yung mga, para daw madaling tandaan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 na lang. Yung iba, nagkakaroon ng pattern. Basta, anniversary nilang mag-asawa, birthday ng anak niya, kung kailan siya graduate, and so on. Those are dates, remember, available in your Facebook accounts and the other accounts for that matter. So be careful with that. Cyber hygiene is very important. Update your passwords, make it complicated. You can keep your list, pero sana yung list nyo hindi online. Kung pwede nga sa isang nakatagong notebook na lang that you can access anytime. Sir, paano pag yung notebook ang nawala? Ay, hindi ko nakasalanan. Keep your notes. That's easy. Tinatago ko po kasi talaga yon. Baka makita ng hindi dapat makita. Talaga naman dapat na hindi makita. Kung kaya mong i-code on your own, have your own code, it can be done. Yung iba, nag-save nga ng mga password, nasa laptop niya rin. So, nung nawala yung laptop niya, huli lahat ng password niya. So, cyber hygiene, that needs to be done. Okay, cloud vulnerabilities, online data storage and transfer provides increased opportunities for a potential hack. Sa naka-Google naman kami, Google Drive. Even Google, even Amazon, even Azure, Microsoft, there's no such thing as a 100% hack-proof system. There will always be some vulnerabilities or ways, sabi ko nga, pati yung insider threats, nandun lahat yan lagi. Kaya pinakamaganda is do not save critical information online. Like your bank accounts, your personal videos or photos. So cloud is there for as an option, pero yung mga highly critical, we do not suggest we do that. That's why, for your information, coming mga cloud, okay. So as I was saying, yung online storage, it can be used, why not? Pero yung hanggat maaari yung critical information, wag na. Kagaya ng budget ng buong project, naka-online, naka-cloud. Anong ginagawa natin sa DOST? For your information, one of the directions that DOST is doing and will be doing in the future is to have our own cloud, internal DOST cloud. Kesa nagbabayad tayo ng milyon-milyon sa lahat ng mga agencies and regional offices, we will be integrating that into a single infrastructure. People may be questioning that, but we will prove it otherwise, that it will be the most efficient way for us to handle our data. Ransomware is another. Hackers can capture sensitive data or take down networks and demand payment for restored access. Itong usong-uso ngayon. Ang pinaka-latest na biktima, alam ko naman na balitaan niyo, yung PhilHealth. Hiningan sila ng 17 million pesos para lang i-deactivate yung ransomware. Otherwise, yung kanilang data ay idadivulge sa tinatawag na dark web. For those who do not understand the dark web, okay, the internet that you are using right now is just about 5% of the entire internet across the world. The 95% is on the dark web. Okay? Bakit dark web ang tawag? Kasi nga, nandun maraming highly unregulated ang dark web. So, dyan binibenta yung mga illegal stuff and everything else. Transactions are happening there a lot. So, if I am raising your curiosity about the dark web, then it's good. At least now you know there's a dark web. That what you're using right now is just 5% of the entire internet in a global context. Pero these ransomwares, ito nga sabi ko yung mga codes or programs na pwedeng mag-sit around sa isang system for many years or months or weeks or days. But at the time that they execute the command, ransomwares will freeze your system, locking out the users. Kaya nga ang tawagin ransom. Parang kinidnap ka na. Wala kang magagawa hanggang hindi nila nire-release yung access. So, mobile device. Okay, syempre. Lahat tayo ngayon naka-cellphone. Wala na yatang tao na Pilipinas na walang cellphone. And we are the heaviest users of mobile devices, as you know, social media particularly. Okay. So all these devices, you have your phones, you have your tablets, you have your wearables, and any other device, mobile device for that matter. Kapag kayo kumo-connect, saan-saan lang, delikado. Mahilig ba kayo sa free wifi? Right? Okay naman yung free wifi as long as wala kang importanteng data or critical data sa device na gamit mo. Because free wifi can be compromised easily. And through your connection with the free wifi, hackers can gain access to your mobile device. Mura po kasi. Ano bang mas mura? O mas mahal, should I say? Data? Magkano ba data ngayon? Do you have an idea? Parang mura na yung data ngayon eh. Sa Smart, if I'm not mistaken, 20 gigabytes is about 299 or 300 pesos or 10 pesos per day. Iko-compromise mo ba yung buo mong cyber life or buong identity mo for 10 pesos a day? Besides, ikaw naman din ang gagamit, no? Kaya I would really highly suggest not to use public Wi-Fi unless otherwise wala ka na talagang option. Kagaya minsan nasa airport tayo, no? Yung iba, kung mapapansin nyo, pag kayo kumukonek sa mga public Wi-Fi, meron laging disclaimer yan. They will not be responsible for the loss of your data. Yung iba sa Starbucks, basta free Wi-Fi, okay daw. Not always. Hindi lahat ng libre ay okay. So, particularly on public networks, be very careful. And if I may suggest, maglagay din kayo ng antivirus sa inyong mga mobile phone. Ang mahal po kasi, no. Ang antivirus, ngayon, pag bumili ka, pwede mo siyang gamitin sa laptop mo at kahit ilang device. No? Nagluwag na sila dahil nga sa dami ng cyber threats. Isang license lang ang bibilin mo, kahit ilang device, pwede mong i-secure. And I will tell you, it's worthwhile. So Internet of Things, the smart technologies may not realize that any IoT device can be hacked to obtain network access. So akala ng iba, yung mga sensors, yung mga drones, yung mga CCTV cameras, yung mga wireless printer, akala nila baliwala lang yun. It can also be a channel where vulnerabilities can come into. So be careful about that too. And poor data management, when massive amounts of unnecessary data are kept, it's easier to lose and expose essential information. You yourself would know how many or how much unnecessary data do you have. Isa picture lang eh. Pagka 2 beses mo pinicturean yung parehong post, magkaiba ba yun? Parang the more the merrier yung pag-click, na? Again, these are heavy data that will contain. I will go a little technical. For those who will be wondering, you may ask me or ask technical people around you. Kahit ang pictures, meron siyang tinatawag na metadata. And this metadata can be used to access your devices. So again, pag hindi naman kailangan ng data, why even spend time on it? Much less storage space. So, and last is inadequate post-attack procedures. Okay? So, minsan, may mga patches na nare-resolve, pero hindi enough. What is a patch? Nakita niyo, alam niyo naman, pag may butas, sasaraduhan mo, yun yung patch na tinatawag. Pag may security vulnerability, merong patches na tinatawag. So again, IT is not really technical. It's logical. Sa mga non-IT na kasama namin yan, huwag kayong intimidate sa technology because IT is very basic, as I always say. Di ba sa Windows, diba? Doon lang sa salitang Windows eh. Window, may makikita ka. Isang bintana ito. At pag binuksan mong window, ang isa sa makikita mong button ay tinatawag na Start. Meaning, doon ka mag-start. Pag hindi mo alam gagawin, may nakalagay, search. Anong ibig sabihin? Di maghahanap ka, search. Merong nakalagay, may documents. Anong ibig sabihin? Di nandun yung documents mo. Folder. Ano ba yung folder? Di doon nandun yung files mo. So, again, there's nothing really intimidating about IT or information technology. You may go a little deeper, pero lahat yan pwedeng maintindihan at may paliwanag. Alright? So let's now go to typical social engineering attacks. One is what we call phishing. Okay? Phishing is a cyber attack that leverages email, phone, SMS, social media, or other forms of personal communication to entice the users to click a malicious link, download the file, or reveal personal information such as password or account numbers. Okay? In many cases, a cybercriminal may masquerade as retailers, even service providers, or government agencies to extract personal information that may seem benign, such as email address, phone numbers, the user's date of birth, or the names of the family members. So, yan ang nasabi ko kanina. So, kapag may nagtatanong, din nyo naman kailangan i-divulge lahat yan. Yung iba, kahit yung mga tinatawag na dating sites ngayon, kanalalokohan ng maraming mga bata, not all of them are legit personalities. Many of them are just phishing or gathering information about kung sino yung kausap nila. So again, miski tayo, alam natin, sinasabi natin sa mga bata yan, di ba? Do not talk to strangers. Do not even spend time on that. Baiting is another. It's a type of social engineering attack wherein scammers make false promises to users in order to lure them into revealing personal information or installing malware on their systems. Baiting scams can be in form of tempting ads or online promotions such as free game or movie downloads, music streaming, or phone upgrades. The attacker hopes that the password the target uses to claim the offer is one that they also have used on other sites, which can allow the hacker to access the victim's data or sell information to other criminals on the dark web. Nabanggit ko na yung dark web kanina. So, ayan yung naman nare-receive nyo. Oh, nanalo ka ng 100 million, ng 100,000, meron kang free game, meron kang free picture, meron kang free apps, meron kang free phone, meron kang free gadgets, and so on. And ito naman, si excited, ay, okay, nanalo ako, may click nga. Then you're done. That's baiting. Another is the so-called diversion theft. This is a cyber attack that originated on offline. In this attack, a tip persuades a courier to pick up or drop off a package in the wrong location, deliver an incorrect package, or deliver a package to the wrong recipient. Dinadivert nila yung attention. Diversion theft has since been adopted as an online scheme. The malicious actor steals confidential information by tricking the user into sending it to the wrong recipient. This attack often involves spoof. Ano ba yung spoof? www.dost.gov.ph is our domain. Pero minsan, yung letter O ng DOST pwedeng palitan ng maliit na zero. No? Kaya pag binasa mo, dost.gov.ph pa rin. Pero ang totoo, D0st.gov.ph yun. So sa mata mo, nai-spoof nila. Or namimimik, nagagaya nila. Na to make it appear na pareho. Yun yung spoofing na tinatawag. Sa email, ganun din. Nagpapanggap ako na ako si BPI. Nagpapanggap ako na ako si Landbank. Using the same approach. Pinapalitan lang yung mga characters. This is a technique used by cybercriminals to disguise themselves as a known or trusted source. Spoofing can take many forms such as spoofed emails, yung IP address na i-spoof din, DNS or the domain name server spoofing, kagaya ng sinabi ko, dost.gov, GPS spoofing or yung location-based, website spoofing, and spoof calls. So lahat ng ito ay diversion tactic lang. So do not fall for these spoofs. Okay. The so-called business email compromise or BEC is a social engineering tactic where the attacker poses as a trustworthy executive who is authorized to deal with financial matters in the organization. In this attack scenario, the scammer closely monitors the executive's behavior and uses spoofing to create a fake email account. Through impersonation, the attacker sends an email requesting their subordinates to make wire transfer, change banking details, and carry out other money-related tasks. So, be careful about that. Kapag meron kayong mga na-receive na tila ba ay business-related or executive level emails. SMS phishing. Ito yung pinaka-common yung na-encounter, mga nare-receive yung unwanted SMS. Do not click. Okay, I always say it. Do not click or click before you think. Phishing is the voice phishing. Yan nga yung sinasabi ko, may tatawag sa inyo, hindi siya sa kabila. Akala nyo baliwala lang. Yun pala, nare-record na yung boses nyo. So, at least now you're aware. So-called quid pro quo or a quid pro quo attack involves the attacker requesting sensitive information from the victim in exchange of a desirable service. Asa na naman birthday mo? Bigyan kita ng load 500. Ikaw naman, birthday lang naman eh. Bigay ko na nga. So, do not fall for those tricks. The attacker may pose as an IT support technician and call a computer user to address a common IT issue, such as slow network speeds or system patching to acquire user login credentials. Once the credentials are exchanged, this information is used to gain access to other sensitive data stored on that device and its application or its sold. So, maraming attack, no? Jerry, can you mute yourself, please? DOST 5. Jerry, host, can you mute? Region 5, please. Jerry Imperial. Are you even listening, Jerry? Thank you. Okay, pretexting is a form of social engineering that involves composing plausible scenarios or pretexts that are likely to convince victims to share valuable and sensitive data. Pretexters may impersonate someone in a position or authority, such as a member of law enforcement or a tax official, or a person of interest, such as a talent agency, scout, or sweepstakes organizer. Okay, Janelle. Pakimute mo kapag nakita mo. Okay, kapag may mga nagte-text sa inyo na kung ano sabi ko, huwag nyo na lang pansinin. Huwag nyo na rin painitin ang ulo nyo. Because you cannot do anything about it anyway. They will send it anyway. And by the way, hindi taong nagsasend nun, okay? Those are being sent by machines, by computers. Kaya again, huwag na kayong mag-stress out on that. Honey trap. Ito, baka may mga gusto makipag-date sa inyo, naghahanap ng boyfriend o ng girlfriend o ng kaibigan. Please do not fall for these items. A honey trap is a social engineering technique that specifically targets individuals looking for love or online dating websites on social media. The criminal befriends the victim by creating a fictional persona and setting up a fake online profile. Over time, the criminal take advantage of the relationship and tricks the victim into giving them money, extracting personal information, or installing malware. So, nakikita niyo yan sa mga news, no? Sari-saring version. Mga Nigerian, mga Amerikano yung iba Pilipino rin. Yung iba naman, nafo-force lang. Gawin nila yon, nagpapanggap sila na magugulat ka nga pati yung mga pictures ng mga celebrities na gagamit nila. No? And may mga ilan naman na for whatever reason ay naniniwala na si Pia Wurzbach ay nagme-message sa kanila. No? So do not fall for this. Kung gusto nyong ilagay na ang inyong status ay single and ready to mingle, it's okay. But if someone contacts you and you don't even know the person, it makes sense to do due diligence naman. I always say, respect is given, trust is earned. Tailgating. Ito yung sa physical access. Sa ngayon, yung mga pinto natin ay open. But there will come a time that we will be instituting as well in DOST that there will be yung badge access. No? Para control natin kung sino yung pumapasok sa office at alam natin yung security level. No? Please do not think na ang binabantayan sa atin ay tayo, no? O oras. No, it's not that. If we will be implementing such a system, this is for the security of our premises. Kasi yung iba, pag sinabing tailgating, sumusunod lang sa likod mo or so-called piggy banking. Pagbukas mo ng pinto, sasabay sa'yo. Diba may mga ganyang approach. Alam ko naman manonood kayo ng Netflix, nakikita niyo yan. It is a physical breach whereby an attacker gains access to a physical facility by asking the person entering ahead of them to hold the door or grant them access. The attacker may impersonate a delivery driver or other plausible identity to increase their chances. Lalo na ngayon, no? Ang dami-dami ng mga delivery services, no? May Grab, may Foodpanda, may Utol, may Kuya, may ano-ano pa. The attacker may impersonate them Once inside the facility, they can use their time to conduct reconnaissance, steal unattended devices, or access confidential files. Tailgating can also include allowing an unauthorized person to borrow an employee's laptop or other device that the user can install malware. O baka may nanghihiram ng mga laptop ninyo at kayo naman ay sobrang mabait na pinagagamit nyo. No. Okay? Remember, the accountability of that device is under your name. Whatever is in there is your accountability. So again, hindi naman sabi ko sa hindi tayo mapagtiwala. Wala namang masamang magtiwala, basta katiwa-tiwala naman. Pero yung hindi mo kilala, pagtitiwalaan mo, mahirap yon. May tawag doon. Now, we're on the last part. These are cybersecurity tips that I will just go the high level. So let me just read through some chat items. Data center facility. Yeah. Alam niyo naman yung ano, yung COARE ng ASTI. That may be one. We can of course develop another. Yes, Christopher said you use a VPN when using public Wi-Fi. Yes, it can be done. But not everyone knows how to install their own VPN. Turuan na lang natin sila na OS3s. And Mark Antonio, guest account on mobile device or persistent OS boot on flash drive for using public Wi-Fi for laptops or PCs. Yeah, you can do that. Just to share with you, ako ang ginagawa ko pag kailangan ko mag-laptop sa labas, especially when I need to sign digital forms. Kinoconnect ko na lang sa phone ko. Sandali lang naman yan. Mura din lang naman yung data sa ngayon. Sabi ko nga. And then, please fill out the satisfaction survey later after this. Okay, let's proceed. Tips. Okay, number 1. Let's start from the left most top. Create strong passwords. Okay? A combination of alphanumeric plus special characters that will help you. As much as possible, use 8 characters and above. Okay? So, sana naman medyo hirapan nyo ng konti. Kasi minsan ako, nagtatry ako Pag may pinuntahan akong mga event ng DOST, hindi ako nagtatanong ng Wi-Fi. Pero, pagka in-open ko tinurn on ko yung cellphone ko, malabas naman kung anong mga Wi-Fi ang available. For example, DOST 5 nakalagay. Tatry ko yun. Capital D, number 0, $sign, and letter T. And then number 5. Pasok. Isip naman kayo ng iba. Yung iba, VIP room. Ang password, VIP room. So, mga ilang minuto o segundong isipin lang yan. Be creative and it goes a long way as far as your security is concerned. Create strong passwords for all your facilities, for your laptop, for your devices, for your emails, for your online accounts, for your social media accounts. I cannot emphasize how important is that. And change it often. Know how to identify phishing attempts, kagaya ng mga in-explain ko na kanina. Phishing, honey trap, and others. Use 2FA. What is 2FA? Two-factor authentication. Bago ma-access sa account mo, minsan magte-text pa sa'yo. Sir, abala po Ako, okay lang ako maabala ng mga 10 segundo. Huwag lang masira ang buhay ko because of identity theft. So, invest on it. Two-factor authentication will always save you a step away from cyber threats. Okay? Pwede naman yan sa mobile, pwede rin sa email. So lock your devices. Uh, when I was with Accenture, it has become my personal habit na pagtayo ko from my laptop, automatic control alt delete. Kasi kapag na-lock ko na yan, wala na makaka-access. Nakakatuwa pag nag-iikot ako sa mga regions, ang dami kong nakikitang naka-on na screen, naka-on ang window, wherein I can actually put in something in there. Kung ako ay magte-test lang. I can put some malicious code through a USB. USB is very open as well. So lahat yan i-address natin, don't worry na. Since nakikita ko lahat ito, one by one, we will establish policies to integrate stricter and stricter security. Again, ina-highlight ko lang po, no? This is not control. This is security for you and for the organization. So lock your devices, pati yung mga phone nyo. Mga asawa na umuwi, sinisigurado nilang nakalock ang kanilang mga phone. Diba? So, pag nasa labas kayo, ganun din. There was a time, may share ko lang na my son and I were traveling. Nasa sasakyan kami, public conveyance. Natawa siya ng tawa. Sabi ko, bakit katawa ng tawa? Yung pala, natatawa siya doon sa pinag-uusapan sa cellphone, magka-chat, yung kaharap namin. Nababasa niya. Nababasa niya lahat. Kaya kayo, ingat-ingat kayo pag nagme-message kayo, baka nakatingin na lahat ng nasa tabi ninyo, hindi nyo pa alam dahil sobrang focus kayo sa pakikipag-marites ninyo. Baka yung boss mo pala nasa likod mo na, nababasa yung, hindi man niya sinasadya, ay nababasa niya na pala. O kaya yung colleague mo. Kaya alam niyo ba yung tinatawag na privacy film? Kesa ang ilagay nyo ay yung sa mga mobile phone, o sa mga mobile devices or tablets, kesa ang ilagay nyo yung tinatawag na yung glass na nababasag din, tempered glass, ang ilagay nyo na lang ay yung privacy film. Na ikaw lang ang nakakita, yung nakaharap lang. Pag nasa side, hindi nababasa yun. Mura din lang yun, parang 99 pesos may mabibili ka na, no? 100 plus eh. I do not mind using that and spending that to protect my privacy. Kaya pati yung asawa ko, tataka ba't di na lang mabasa yung phone ko. So, lock your devices, that's my message. And protect personal information specifically. Attend trainings just like this one. Kaya yung mga nag-attend ngayon, again, hindi lang kami yung nakinabang o makikinabang dito, but you and your organization and even your household, yung mga inyong mga pamilya rin, turuan nyo din. Lalo na yung mga bata ngayon, medyo, actually, yung mga bata ngayon, mas aware sila sa cybersecurity more than the senior individuals. Be alert. Pag meron ka na-receive na hindi mo kakilala, block agad. Pagka meron sa tingin mo, parang, ba't ako tinatanong nito, sino ba to? Block na agad, huwag ka na makipagtalo pa. Yun kasi ang gusto nila, mag-react ka. Pag-react ka ng react, mahirap yun. Kasi I always differentiate reaction versus response. Reaction is unthought of. React ka lang. React ka lang ng react. Ang response, napag-isipan yan. So I would rather ask you to respond before you just react. Isa, nakarinig lang ng kwento, nag-react na eh. Nagalit na rin siya, nakigalit na eh. Hindi man lang nag-isip. Anong inisip niya? Ay, mali pala. So, be alert on these things. Monitor your account. Siguro naman, alam nyo kung may credit card kayo, no? Alam nyo kung kayo ang gumamit, kung kailan nyo ginamit, kung kailan nyo huling ginamit. No? Wish I can show you, but I have a list, no? Kung anong credit card ang ginamit ko at kailan, at lalo na kung kailan ko dapat bayaran. So, I am not lost. Kaya pag mayroong biglang additional na amount sa credit card, alam ko agad na, uy, teka lang, hindi ako to. So, when I call the bank, sasabihin ng banko, sir, ano yan? Annual fee niya yan. Ganun ba? O sige, putulin mo na lang. May annual fee pala kayo. Marami ng credit card ngayon ng walang annual fee. So, back up your computer, needless to say. Okay? Lahat ng content, if you can create what you call an image, you can also do that. Kasi kapag na-locked out kayo sa sarili nyong device or account, pwede nyo siyang i-replicate. And lastly, again, avoid. Okay? I'm not saying bawal. What I'm saying is avoid unsecured Wi-Fi and use VPN if you can. Okay? So ito na lang yung details yan. I will not go through it. Mga sample, phishing attempts. Ito may mga ganito, no? Nananakot pa. Failure to verify will result in closure of your account. Blah, blah, blah. So, social engineering yan. Phishing attempt. At saka ito yung mga naka-highlight sa red. Tingnan nyo. Do not trust an email just because it is from msvu.ca or California or whatever that means. Okay? IT and DOST never ask you to click links to verify your account. Ibig sabihin, ito yung sample ng bank. Ito pa, madalas, watch out for spelling, punctuation, and grammar errors. Mga gaya niyan, verify, nakakapital dun sa loob ng sentence. Di ba? Dapat hindi. Yung spelling, madalas din. Kasi kapag totoo, ini-edit, ang tawag dito? Pino-proofread pa yung mga messages na yan ng mga bangko pagka bago i-send out. Kasi syempre, ayaw nilang mapahiya. Kaya pag may mga, minsan, tinatawanan pa natin wrong spelling, oh. Pag wrong spelling, ay magduda na kayo. Right? And the link goes to a suspicious website just like this one. So, do not even click. You do not need to. You're not obliged to do so. 2FA already explained that. Two-factor authentication, lock your devices. Yung nasa gitna, kung pwede, wag na to kasi napakadali. Susundan lang yung guhit dun sa yung moist ng kamay nyo sa phone. Alam na yung iba, nasa likod nyo pa, tinitingnan yung password nyo. Ang pinakamaganda dyan, yung biometrics. Lalo ngayon, meron ng maraming devices yung naka-facial recognition. Kasi at least yung mukha mo, medyo mahirap-hirap gayahin. Pero pwede pa rin yung magaya. Hindi ko na lang tuturo sa inyo, baka gawin nyo ba So, protect personal information as mentioned. Okay. Avoid unsecure Wi-Fi and use VPN. Right. So, we're almost done. Okay. With advisories and awareness materials. Yung mga ganito, kesa browse kayo ng browse sa Facebook na paulit-ulit nyo naman nakikita, tapos tawa rin kayo ng tawa sa mga napapanood nyo, paulit-ulit nyo rin nakikita, na alam nyo namang pinapatagal lang yung pag-stay nyo sa video niya para magkaroon siya ng monetization, magbasa na lang kayo ng mga ganitong awareness materials na sinesend ng mga trusted resources. It will take you 2 to 3 minutes to read such advisories, but you will save a lot. Kesa yung tawa ka lang ng tawa. Minsan nakakatakot din yan pag nakita mo yung ka-office mate mo tawa ng tawa mag-isa, di ba? So, if you can, as much as possible, okay, these are some more tips. Okay? Separate your work and personal devices. Okay? Carve out boundaries between your home life and work life, especially in a remote setup. This aids in reducing the amount of sensitive data leaked in case your work device or personal device has been compromised. If all possible lang naman. In my case, I can readily show it to you right now. Iba ang DOST laptop ko sa personal laptop ko. I don't see any benefit of putting it together, no? Kasi work laptop nga Kaya nga siya tinawag na work laptop. So, yung personal mo, hindi dun sa personal mo. So, keep your operating system and software up to date. Di ba, may nare-receive kayo mga software updates. Of course, you need to always patch. Kasi yung mga updates na yan, update sa mga security vulnerabilities yan. So, always update. Antivirus, napakarami niyan. I will not even recommend a single name, pero marami kayong makikitang antivirus. And by the way, mura lang siya, no? Huwag kayong manghinayang. Mas nakakahinayang pag nawala yung perang pinaghirapan mo, okay, na-block ka sa sarili mong account. Tapos nang hingi siya ng pera gamit yung account mo, di ba? May mga nabibiktima sa atin ng ganyan. Ha? Malaking problema yan. So, a typical antivirus will cost you about 399 pesos for the entire year. Parang piso isang araw lang. Sabi mo ng 2 piso, sige. 700 pesos isang taon. Wag na kayong manghinayang. Mas nakakahinayang yung mawawala. Parang sa akin, sa ginagamit ko, I will not name the name, but I paid for 1,500 for 2 years, and I am able to secure my laptop, my personal laptop, my cell phone, okay, my son's cell phone, my wife's cell phone, my daughter's cell phone, all their laptops, the desktops. Parang nasa 10 device na yata yung na si-secure ng antivirus na yan. So, use antivirus. That's all the message is. Okay, now, sa kabila ng katotohanan, nag-training na tayo at nag-session na tayo, no? Ay nangyari pa rin, hindi inaasahan. Siguro ang nag-click is yung ibang tao para sa'yo. Huh? What to do if you have encountered such attacks? Okay. First is do not respond, as I mentioned. Sa dami ng dededmahin, ito na lang ang dedmahin mo. Ha? Yung trabaho, hindi dinededma yan. Ginagawa yan. ang idedma mo, itong mga ganitong klase ng attacks. Okay? Do not open any link or any attachment. Sir, video lang naman. Lalo na. Sir, picture lang naman. Miski na. Again, merong metadata yan. Doon kinakabit yung mga instructions sa mga software, sa mga malicious software para mag-execute. Report the email as phishing. Di ba? Merong nakalagay, report as spam. Okay? Report or block. Okay? And ito yung kanina ko pa sinasabi, i-delete nyo na lang. There's no reason to keep it. There's no reason to even read it. There's no reason further to share it. I-delete nyo na lang yung message or block it as well. Always verify first, report any attacks, do not follow the instructions, and block the senders and delete the message. So with that, this is part of the so-called Department of Science and Technology Computer Emergency Response Team. We will be developing this team across the entire DOST. Okay? And once done, we started it muna. Okay? Or send an email to start@dost.gov.ph for any cybersecurity related concerns. Okay? So with that, again, thank you. And please, may I request for you to fill out the client's satisfactory survey form na nandito sa chat natin before you log out. And before we end, sharing you the references here. Any question from anyone? Wala?
Good morning po, sir.
Yes, Margo.
Sir. Sa buong DOST po ba, sir, matanong ko lang po, kung meron po ba tayong standard setup for securities, mga application controls, internet usage policies natin, kung meron man po?
Internet usage policy meron. ICT usage policy meron. But I recently revisited both and there will be some updates. Pero kung meron na wala, ang sagot ko meron. Ngayon, doon sa standards na tinatanong mo mga ito, looking around us, I will say na wala pa. Nasabi kong wala pa because that's one part of our digital transformation efforts. We will be standardizing all devices and configuration, and
A lot of people
yung
are
mga
saying
updates will soon be automated. Na ipupush na lang sa inyong mga machines na pag nag-login kayo, automatic na siyang mag-update. I cannot say that it will happen tomorrow, Marco. Okay? Just to be honest. Sa laki ng trabaho natin. But it is in our pipeline. No? I will not say any further item on that, but what I can tell you guys is that we are starting to standardize. Tsaka ito nga, isang malaking concern itong security, kaya meron tayong mga approach na ina-identify to standardize even the configuration and even our security procedures.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And next question, sir, is regarding po sa mga software application, sir, and then operating system na rin po, sir. Meron din po ba tayong policy regarding OS hardening para po sa security hardening po ng ating mga operating system sa ginagamit or mga PC?
Same thing. The same answer that I gave you. Part of the hardware hardening is the software hardening. Kapag nilabas natin itong approach natin sa hardware modernization, kasama doon yung software and configuration. We will be having standard operating system, standard antivirus for across the DOST system, standard office productivity tools, standard instant messaging or IMs. Again, let me explain lang a little bit. There was a time when I recommended the blocking of Facebook Messenger in CO. And the reason was two things. Overcrowded network, number one. That's why nagda-down ng mga Zoom links ang mga meeting sa dami ng nag-access. And number two is security. Now, let me just remind, sa ngayon, ginagamit natin yan and wala pa kasi tayong standard na nilalabas. But if there will be a standard, I just want you to see the advantages of it. Personally, para sa akin, meron din akong Facebook Messenger. Pero personally, para sa akin, ang Facebook Messenger ko ay para sa personal use ko. That's why I do not use that for work-related discussions. And remember, anything na i-share mo sa Facebook, as soon as ma-send mo yan, a file, a picture, whatever, hindi na sa iyo yan. Hindi na sa DOST yan. You just gave it to Meta or Facebook. So they can use it whatever way they want. Kaya ako personally ay hindi ko yan nare-recommend. Sir, mas madali pong mag-usap doon. Totoo yun. I do not disagree on that. Dahil doon ka nasanay. But in my case, I am used to using Viber. I am used to using WhatsApp. I am used to using Telegram. I would say it's all the same. And internally, right now, sa ngayon, wala pang official na announcement. Pero ang instruction ko, at least within the planning and evaluation service, we are using the Hangouts or Google Hangouts. Na ito yung kasama ng ating Google Suite sa ngayon. But in the future, we are establishing a standard tool set across the organization. Para hindi sabog-sabog. Yung iba nga, hindi na malaman kung anong GC yung sasagutin niya sa dami ng GC. Minsan, nagkakamali-mali na ng pagsagot. Asawa niya na yung nagtatanong, trabaho pa yung sinasagot. And vice versa. Okay, I hope I addressed your question, Michael.
Thank you, sir. So far kasi, sir, mga ang mga issue po namin regarding po sa IMs, mga instant messaging, gumagamit nga po ng Facebook. Well, in fact, wala naman po kasing provided po na accounts for us.
Yeah, we understand that, and that's why we are working on that, Michael. In the near future, actually, it has been an instruction for a while now, na DOST nang mag-host ng sarili nating email para hindi tayo limited. Babalik
Thank you,
natin. Sa ngayon kasi nasa DICT pa siya. So ngayon, my instruction through is to set up our own email server and facilitate our own email servers within DOST. Again, we are DOST. Okay.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
tama sa mga plano natin. Anything else? All right. So I think we're good. Thank you for spending more than an hour with me. And just in case there will be questions, yung email address na pinakita ko kanina, to send it there, particular to cybersecurity related items. All right. So, Jonel, were you able to capture pakikisuyo lang namin for documentation and for submission to you, Sam? Can you kindly turn on your cameras for a few seconds? So, Janelle, capture that.